Welcome to the Chomp Cast, the podcast that brings the crew of Sword Chomp together to discuss our lives in video games and everything in between. My name is Morgan Barnes, and I am joined by my good friends and fellow co-hosts, the crew of the Chomp Cast, Joshua Fowler.
Hey everyone.
Mr. Shay Layton.
Hello there.
And Sir Anthony Fisher.
Hello.
When did you get knighted? Shit, man, keep me up with these things. That's pretty cool.
I didn't even get invited to your ceremony.
What is wrong with you? I mean,
I think it just happened just now.
you know how I feel about queens.
I know. I shouldn't keep you in the dark, Josh. I know better than that.
Queen Morgan Barnes has just officially done his first knighting service on Podcast Live.
That's right. I've knighted you all in the world of Sword Chomp. But no, we have a special show. I was getting proper because we have a very special show today. But it's all Nintendo today. All Nintendo in honor of the big Nintendo Switch press conference last night and all the Nintendo Switch news that is pretty much saturating our entire gaming world right now. We also have some really cool sort of stories. We're going to recant some of our favorite Nintendo memories that each of us have.
Are we?
Well,
I don't want to give up on them yet.
Is recant not the word I'm looking for?
Not quite.
Recant. What am I looking for?
Recall?
Regale. That's what I'm looking for. Regale.
There we go. Yeah.
Regale. There we go. Sorry, typo. Thank you, Josh. Got to keep me in line. What is recanting? Somebody Google recant. Shay, you're the professor here. What's recant mean?
Recant is to say that one no longer holds an opinion or belief.
Oh, wow.
Thank you, Google.
Thank you, Google.
Yep, I am fully more than welcome to admit I use Google.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I get for trying
Ask
to...
Jeeves was busy right now.
Mm-hmm. You remember the days whenever if you didn't know something, that was just the state of being you existed in?
Yeah, I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
You just ran around giving bad information. Like I worked with this guy for like 5 years who I sat next with, who was a really sweet guy, but he was incredibly stubborn. Like he just would hear something or believe something, and then he would recount that as fact for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
Sir, what's the melting point of NaCl? I heard it was about negative 12 degrees Celsius, so I'm going to go with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he would just tell you crazy things. Oh, fat doesn't... Yeah, you can...
That's what the rice is in there for. It raises the temperature up to room temperature, so it doesn't just fly right out of there in a gaseous form.
Yes, exactly.
Flying out in gaseous form. But yeah, it's going to be a really fun show today. All Nintendo Switch, and then some special Nintendo stories and discussion and all that good stuff in honor of... Well, Nintendo and all that they've done for us in our nerdy little lives. But I want to get to some introductions here. Fish quietly sitting over in the corner as we ramble on. How are you doing this week, Fish?
Pretty good. Now that I'm on night, I feel like I have some authority around here now. Finally, from my corner.
Well, okay, but you've all been knighted, so you're now still of equal authority.
Oh, fuck.
But he was actually the one who was officially knighted on the podcast. He was dubbed Sir. You're just like, you guys are knighted, but he was dubbed Sir.
Mm-hmm.
So he's the real knight.
No.
Okay, fair enough. So you're the true knight. Anthony Fisher joins us today.
Yeah. I've been having kind of another busy week, but I did get the game a little bit. Shay actually sent me Oxenfree, so I've actually put in an hour and a half of that game.
Nice.
Attaboy.
Yeah.
They're so proud of you. Like, attaboy, Fish. You played something.
Yeah, I played that.
You were telling me that you were, before we talk about that, you were going for the ultimate weapon or something in Final Fantasy 15.
Oh yeah. I was curious about that. Their ultimate weapons, I guess, because every Final Fantasy, your characters get ultimate weapons, and I kind of forgot that in Final Fantasy 15 was the fact that you can actually get those, and I was kind of underwhelmed by it, to be honest. It's pretty easy to get. I have the item and everything, but it only took like an hour of like farming this one enemy. It was like,
It only took an hour of for
yeah,
me.
just an hour. I mean, like in an open world type of sense, like in an RPG, that is little to nothing. Because I remember like in Final Fantasy VIII, like you had to collect all these different parts to a weapon, and you had to have like a magazine in the game that actually showed you what parts you needed, and only then could you craft your ultimate weapon. And those are always fun for me. So like I looked that up on the internet just to see if Noctis actually got one, and sure enough, his engine blade goes all the way up to level 4, I think, in the progress tree. Sid actually just like levels it up for you, and yeah, it's called the Ultima Blade. Which
Yeah,
I
you
was
said you had to
kinda-
do some weird quest where you had to like knock a horn off a beast with
Yeah.
like your charge attack or your
Warp Strike.
warp
Yeah,
strike. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
That's-
Yeah, it only took an hour, but I had fun doing it. I was riding my chocobo to the area where it was at and running back and forth, repicking up the quests because it was for a hunt to actually get that enemy to spawn. So I did that, and I got the piece and took it to Sid, and I was actually passing out in my bed as I was playing. So like I think I woke up and like my car had stopped at what's the name of that place? Hammerhead.
Hammerhead View.
Yeah, Hammerhead gas station or whatever. And I was there and I was like, oh fuck, I passed out for a little bit, so I just clicked saved and went to bed. So I've yet to turn it in, but whenever I do get on, I'll be having me Ultima Blade be swinging around in that game.
Swing it, swing it.
Nice.
And were you digging Oxenfree the hour and a half you played of it, or what are you thinking so far?
It's good. I actually like the dialogue in that. It works really well. The fact that you're not just standing in one place listening to these characters, like you could kind of like roam around the screen a little bit and do different stuff. And the characters, the dialogue that they have, and like the voice acting of the teenagers is pretty good. Like I was even though some of them, one of them might have been like a little generic, like I guess Clarissa a little bit, but you learn some stuff with her, why she's like being such a bitch to you. You play as a girl too, which kind of threw me off, but like it's all these kids that like are meeting up on this island, and they're taking the last ferry that goes out there at night. And some strange shit goes down. Like you meet up at a beach where you're supposed to just be, doing some drugs, drinking some beer. There's
Having
a
some
little
sex, yeah. Cave sex.
Cave sex, yeah.
No, I'm gonna clarify that now. We definitely do not want to see teenagers having sex. No way, shape, or form does Sir Chomp condone that. Please
Are
ignore
they-
Morgan's previous statement.
Are they 18 years of age?
They could be.
No,
I think they are.
no.
I'm not
they're
willing to
not.
recant that yet, Shay. I will not recant that.
They could be. They discuss college plans at one point.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
Plus one of
We
them.
still do not condone the sex of teenagers in any way, shape, or form.
Hey! They were also drinking beer. You have to be 21 years of age to be.
Yeah.
drinking beer.
That's true. That's true. Never in the history of the world has an underage child in America drank. You're right.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
And never in the history of the world has an underage teenager had sex with another teenager. It never happens.
Never. At least for me.
For some of us, it are.
So Oxenfree.
Statistically speaking, given our sample size, no, it's not a thing.
But yeah, no, I remember that Ren kid, man. He wouldn't share. I just held a grudge against him the whole game because he didn't share his pot brownie with me. So I was like, "Fuck you, man." When they got split up, I was like, "You can just fuck you, Ren."
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, like you're sitting there like I picked up a beer and like I was doing that transistor radio thing where like you're tuning in, listening to the radio for like these weird ass signals coming in, and like you notice a triangle on the cave, and like the teenagers are freaking out over it. They're like, what the fuck is that triangle up there? Like the whole cave is beautiful looking. It's like all these like northern lights type of color scheme going on with them. And like, yeah, just that whole part, it was very jarring for me because like my character's just like sitting there drinking a beer, playing over the radio, and like some weird ass shit's going on, and she's like, "What the fuck is this?" Like like soon after that, like the other kid like runs into the cave and like gets kind of separated, and you're stuck having to look for him because you're kind of stuck in the cave with him. And like the whole time I was thinking like, why wouldn't they just fucking leave that place and be terrified? Because that type of crazy shit happens with like using a radio, and it like causes like this almost demonic type of sound coming out of it, and like a triangle like with lines just like spewing out of it. Like I was terrified, and I didn't understand why these kids weren't as terrified as me. And there's like different parts where like they come across like unnatural stuff that I guess it just
You didn't think that they were having like naturalistic. I know what you mean. There was a couple spots of the game where like some crazy shit would happen. They're like, all right, let's go. I'm like, come on, guys, that was some fucking crazy shit.
Yeah.
What are you doing? But you know, it's a video game.
Yeah, that's kind of how those movies work, though. Really.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like
I've got a great idea. Let's all read from the Necronomicon. That seems fun.
That's true. It does have that Hollywood type of quality to it, I guess, of a horror story. But I do like it. I mean, the gameplay is very simple, and like I do like the different dialogues that you could go through. Like you don't even have to answer them, and your character will just remain silent if you want to. But like the way, even when you're like a little late on like picking one of the dialogues, like they interject in a way that just seems natural and not robotic. Like they did a real good job of like having your character start speaking their lines that you picked out for them over other characters, and it just feels natural almost.
Mm-hmm.
And I enjoy that quite a bit. It definitely keeps me in the mood and in the illusion.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fun. I'll definitely try and put some more hours into it.
All right. Well, I'm glad you're finally tearing into Oxenfree, and glad you're here with us this week. And so that sounds cool. I'm sure we'll catch up a little bit more on that down the road. Let us know how that ultimate weapon goes too. But Joshua Fowler, also here. You're a little late today, but you made it.
I made it. I did.
And we are all the better for it, I think.
You think? You'll let me know at the end of the show.
It's always up in the air.
Yeah.
But yeah, how have you been?
Pretty good. I've been busy with the family stuff as usual, but yeah, pretty good. Finally got around to trying to knock out some of the stuff that I wasn't able to finish over the holidays. Like I finally knocked out The Last Guardian.
I was gonna say I can't talk about The Witcher yet because it's Voldemort till next week. But as you deleted The Witcher 3, you got really drunk and decided to finish The Last Guardian.
Mm-hmm. Which I think is the way to go on that. Once again, we do not condone underage nefarious acts.
No underage children should be playing The Last Guardian by any means.
No, exactly. Get as drunk as you want, but do not play that game. No, but yeah, I finally finished that just because it was kind of nagging at me that I hadn't. And I mean, it didn't change my opinion of it that much.
But you got some level of like.
Yeah, it's got some level of closure there.